And we are tracking a few showers and thunderstorms. I expect to see more activity later this evening as the cold front gets a little bit closer. So if you have evening plans going out to grab dinner, take the umbrella with you. You'll likely need it. Taking a look at the radar right now, you can see several areas of rain. We've got one heavier downpour moving through southern parts of Camden and Currituck County through the Albemarle Sound. We've got a new shower that's popped up here over Suffolk, a little bit more back towards Emporia, and another line that is approaching Tappahannock. And just over the past few hours, we've seen that activity really start to fire up. You can see the lightning strikes that are showing up with these storms right now. A few lightning strikes with this heavier downpour through southern parts of Camden and Currituck County. Again, working its way eastward across 158, so from Jarvisburg down towards Mamie, Spot, and Point Harbor. Look for some of that heavier rain, and that'll cross over the Sound over into the Outer Banks of Currituck and Dare County, down towards Southern Shores and Kill Devil Hills. Up a little bit farther to the north through parts of Virginia, back through western Southampton County. We've got that rain. It picks up a little bit more back towards Greensville County. And we've got this new shower that's popped up over areas of Suffolk just west of downtown near Indian Trail and Deer Path Road and Kenyon. That's working its way off towards the northeast. So on the north side of the city around Elephant Fork, look for some of that heavier rain to push in. And farther off towards the north, that's where we've got this line of some heavier rain and even a severe thunderstorm warning just north up into areas of southern Maryland. But you can see from Drum Point down towards Montrose, Tappahannock, west of Stevensville and back towards Richmond, that line is sliding eastward. So parts of the Middle Peninsula and Northern Neck especially, look for some of that heavier rain in about 45 minutes or an hour over towards Tangier Island. It'll likely linger across over towards the eastern shore. And this is all with the main cold front that is still out towards our west. That front will push through later tonight, bringing in some cooler and less humid air into the region tomorrow. For the rest of the evening, a few isolated showers over the next few hours, and as the cold front gets closer, a better, more organized line of showers and storms pushing through, and some of those could have some heavier downpours by about midnight or so. Most things should start to wind down. Maybe an early morning shower through North Carolina as those winds switch around towards the northwest, and that will mean sunshine as we go through the afternoon on Wednesday. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s, and with those northwest winds coming in, we will see lower humidity and a very nice day tomorrow. But it's hot out there right now out along the ocean front. 92 degrees, southwest winds at 21 miles per hour, and the dew point of 74. It's 89 in Surrey, 86 in Franklin. You can see where the rain is falling. 77 back in Emporia, 87 in West Point, 94 in Portsmouth, and 84 for Duck and Kill Devil Hills. So for tonight, scattered thunderstorms. Some of them could be strong as we go through the late afternoon, early evening. 76, 85, mostly sunny tomorrow with lower humidity. 71 mainly clear tomorrow night, and 84 and mostly sunny again on Thursday. For Friday, 84, mostly sunny skies, another nice day, and temperatures warm back up this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, upper 80s with some isolated scattered showers and thunderstorms possible.